Hi, so I had a unique opportunity this week in regards to my inquiry with immigration and language. So a few days ago I witnessed a car accident. I went back to be a witness and to kind of write my statement regarding the car accident. It turns out both the drivers were Hispanic, and so they were just kind of the three of us there for a little while, and then the families of the drivers started coming. One of the drivers she was maybe early 20s, and her mom came, and her mom was talking to me as a witness, and her mom wanted to know kind of what I saw, and her mom was struggling to speak English to me. When I told her I spoke Spanish, she was very relieved. She was visibly relieved that I spoke Spanish. So she talked to me. She wanted to know what I saw, whose fault I thought it was, kind of just my viewpoint as a witness, as a bystander there. I could tell that she was very grateful that I did speak Spanish. And then sooner or later, the other family came, the family of the other driver came, and they were also Hispanic. And they started yelling at each other. They were just yelling at each other in Spanish and just going at it. And they were cussing each other out. And something that I thought was interesting was they kept saying, "They're going to call immigration on you. They're going to call immigration on you." I was just thinking of that. I've never thought of that as a threat. Being a... This lighting's weird. There we go. Being the white American born in Arizona, seeing a policeman never gave me the fear of losing my home. Never gave me the fear of being deported. Whereas to them, that I don't know if they were legal or not, but that could be a real fear, and they were using it against each other to say, well, you better not, make a big deal. Let's take it up to too high up to authorities, and then you're going to get deported. So that was an interesting thing to see there, and it made me sad for these people. They were just going about their day, driving. I don't know where they were going, but just going about their day, driving, and then something as simple as a simple car accident. It wasn't a big deal, right? No one was hurt. There was some damage to the cars, but it wasn't really that big of a deal. But because there was a policeman there, kind of helping to sort everything out, that became a possibility. It became a fear. They could be deported. They could be asked for legal papers, and they might not have had. I don't know. That was just an interesting thing to see, and I started thinking about how that would feel to be in that situation, to not know the language. What if I were the mom of that daughter, and I was in a country where I didn't speak the language, and the person who saw what happened didn't speak my language. Even if they did, I do speak Spanish, and I told her I did, and I talked to her in Spanish. But how much could she trust me? How much could she trust that I spoke it well enough to be able to understand what she was saying? Especially in a critical moment like this, right? If I said something wrong, that could be a big deal to her. And the policeman didn't speak Spanish. So that's also something I was thinking about as they're trying to communicate with the policeman. So this mom couldn't communicate with him. It was all through translation through her daughter. So she couldn't connect, and she couldn't stand up for herself and for her family in a legal way because she didn't have the way to communicate with him. That is also an interesting thing I thought of, that I never thought of that myself, right? If I was in a legal situation where I needed legal help, or I needed to talk to a police or an attorney, or I could go talk to someone and hopefully get out of the situation. But if I didn't speak the language, even if I was completely in the right and I couldn't communicate that, I wouldn't be able to have the trust that they would defend me like they should. They would understand my situation. So that was an interesting situation to be in. Not one that I chose to be in, but definitely one that gave me insight into immigration and language. With my own students, I plan to just be really aware of where they're coming from. I did serve mission in Guatemala, so I kind of understand a bit of the culture shock. Not exactly the same, right? They're coming from the country to the U.S., right? We left the U.S. and went somewhere else. But I can kind of understand that culture shock, so I want to be able to help them, to make them feel welcome, to not make them feel dumb just because they don't understand the conduit through which through which knowledge is transmitted.